everyone. And this is my first reading of this particular story. I wrote this, I said recently, but it was actually about 7 years ago. And it starts out with a dating service on the telephone, which a lot of you may not even remember since the advent of the computer. But there used to be Lavalife and all those before Match.com and eHarmony and all that. Well, anyhow, this is my story, and it's stranger than fiction. My live ad on the telepersonal's phone line went, in my sultriest Eartha Kitt voice, "I want to be your playmate, your soulmate, your pleasure slave, and your goddess. Are you up for the challenge?" He responded in part that he was a switch and that my ad definitely turned him on. After some conversation interruptus, meaning leaving messages in each other's phone mailboxes, I gave him my phone number and we spoke off the phone line for about an hour about everything from ourselves to the story of O, to Anais Nin, to Nietzsche. We decided to meet, and he suggested what better place but La Maison de Sade. This was an S&M restaurant on West 23rd Street. Some of you may remember it. And it's no longer there, sadly. Yeah. We would meet at the bar that Friday evening at 7 p.m. I described myself as the 5'4", luscious and leggy redhead that I am. And he said he was about 6 feet tall, slim, with a full head of beautiful long gray hair tied back in a ponytail. I was definitely up for the challenge. And we would each be wearing something fetish. I got there at about 7:05, and since he obviously had not yet arrived, I ordered a martini. Fortunately, my favorite tranny waitress was there and hung out with me at the bar, so I wouldn't look like the slut on the make that I was. I was wearing head-to-toe black vinyl, and not much of it, and black patent leather, throw me down and do nasty things to me, stiletto heels. He walked in at about 7:30. I was on my second martini, and we both knew this was going to be a hot night. He walked right over to me, grabbed me by my hair, and placed a perfect kiss right on my hungrily awaiting lips. Not too much tongue, not too wet, and definitely not too dry. He sat down on the stool next to mine and placed a big brown shopping bag on the floor. I asked him what was in the bag, and he replied that it was just groceries for the morning, you know, milk, juice, eggs, etc. Well, he had said he was kinky. What do I know? Well, without further ado, he reached into the grocery bag and pulled out a beautiful leather collar and proceeded to put it around my quivering neck. I asked nervously, "So where's the leash?" "You ask too many questions for a submissive." He was right. I really have to watch out for my uppity bottom persona. With that, he whipped out from the infamous brown bag a leash, a black band, and a pair of black kid mittens without thumbs. He put the mittens on my hands and clipped them to the band, which he placed around my thigh, and quickly let me know who was in charge, with a few firm spankings to my already hot little bottom. He then fetched the barmaid, a dominant wench who had been watching this scene, somewhat bemused, and he asked for a bottle of Piper Heidsieck and 1 glass. "She's not getting any," to which she replied, "Right on." And although I love the bubbly, it was actually pretty cool with me, because by now I have to take a wicked pee, and I told my master so. He then asked Mistress Barslut for another champagne glass and said to me, "Okay, you can pee in this glass." I said, "I don't know if I can do that." "You will." Guess what? I did. Relief. Then master tells me, "Now drink it." No way. Way. He poured some champagne into the pee, freed my hands, and I drank it. And it was actually quite tasty. And healthy too, I hear. He then ordered me to stand up and face the guy on the stool on the other side of me. This guy had obviously been getting off on our little scene. I do as I'm told for a change, and when he tells me to pull down my panties and show this voyeur my waxed pussy, I again do as I'm told. But the dude can't take it and he looks away. Master Date proceeds to finger me front and back while standing behind me and kissing the back of my neck. By now I'm very hot and dripping wet. When I finally can't take it anymore, I turn towards him to get some more juicy kisses and something to eat. I mean food, you perverts. So he orders dinner for us at the bar, which I found rather sexy. And against my better judgment, I ventured, "So where's your fetish wear? I'll show you when I'm ready." Well, I guess he was ready, because he pulled down his pants, and guess what? He was wearing pale, pink, see-through ladies' panties. Oh, what a turn-on to see this bulging cock trapped inside those very feminine panties. I was so excited, I could barely finish my dinner. I couldn't wait to get out of there, into a cab and back to my apartment where we could really eat out. Timid crowd tonight. As soon as we got to my place, he picked me up and carried me to the bed. He ripped off my panties. They never just take them off. You know? So he ripped off my panties, and he got down to the business at hand. Being a cross-dresser had obviously in no way dampened his love for eating pussy, somewhat to my surprise, and much to my delight. After a screaming clitoral orgasm, I desperately wanted that big, beautiful cock inside me, but Mr. Happy was not cooperating. Panty Boy told me that he had been having this difficulty for some, you know him. He had been having this difficulty for some time now, but not to worry, he had it under control. Back to the bottomless brown bag, and out comes the most amazing sex toy I have ever seen. It's a pair of heavy black latex shorts with 3 black rubber dildos attached. 2 are worn on the inside, front and back, and the third is protruding through a hole in front, meant for either the dildo or the real thing. He put one dildo up his butthole, removed the other inside dildo, and entered me with the protruding one. It's a little confusing. But try to figure it out. You got the picture? Okay. Man, let me tell you, this may one day replace Viagra as the answer to any and all Mr. Softy problems. It stays hard forever. It can't get you pregnant or transmit any venereal diseases. There's no fuss, no muss, and no wet spot. We fucked like animals, the dildo and I, until I screamed like a banshee, and my G-spot and I couldn't take it anymore. My juices overflowed and more than made up for the lack of jism from his rubber cock. We both rolled over exhausted. After some nice afterplay, he asked me if on our next date I would wax his balls. We decided that would be a perfect time for me to play Nurse Ratched and practice my dormant, dominant skills. But that's another story.